Alright guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back again to Naijafoottv, where we talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and everything in between. So guys, we have a game against Ghana tomorrow. I'm sure you guys know it. I'm sure you know it already. Right now we have a Unity Cup game against Ghana tomorrow. And that game is going to be a really interesting game to watch. And speaking about the game, our camp is already buzzing right now. The Super Eagles camp out there in London already started buzzing. We have a lot of our players. We have 20 something players already in camp right now. The first set of guys that actually arrived in camp were the home based players. I think there are up to 10 of them who were the early birdies for that one, led by the captain Ahmed Musa, who uh, you know makes the call up again after several months of being left out. So this is definitely going to be his chance to prove to Coach Chelle with his performance that he still has it. That he can still perform at the top level, um, create chances, make his do the runs, and then possibly score goals, create assists, and generally just help the team play better. So this is what Ahmed Musa is going to be looking forward to achieving with this opportunity given by Coach Eric Shaw. But it's not just only Ahmed Musa, of course. All of the other home based players will be looking to make some really good statement as well, because right now everybody's fighting for jersey. You're fighting for jersey. They want to be a mainstay in the Super Eagles setup. They want to impress Coach Eric Shaw with their performances, so that when future important games come up, they can also be called back into the squad. Of course, future important game being the World Cup qualifying series starting from September and then October, where we play what will be like the final, which is obviously playing South Africa during this period. And speaking about South Africa, there's some really good news, some really massive boost for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and it's the fact that South Africa Football Association have now confirmed that they are ready to do away with the 3 point. They've now considered guilt that okay, they actually did wrong by featuring someone who wasn't supposed to be featured. That's Mokoena in their, I think, last two qualifiers games against Lesotho. And that game they actually ended up winning the game, but Mokoena played up until 80 minutes of that game. Meanwhile, he wasn't supposed to play because of getting a number of yellow cards that should make him unavailable for that match. But South Africa have already said that okay, they accept it's their fault, and they are now ready to be slashed 3 points from their total 13 points. Initially, the story was not like that. South Africa were adamant that they didn't do anything wrong, that Mokoena was supposed to play the game, things like that. And also the fact that Lesotho were kind of supportive of them, even though Lesotho were supposed to be the ones to push for these 3 points to be taken off of South Africa and given to them. But they filed the report and then withdrew the report later on, just I think less than 24 hours after filing the report. But it's all good news right now, on that front for us, because South Africa are now ready to, to lose those 3 points. But it's not even about them being ready. It's about what FIFA wants to do, and FIFA, from our indication, are going to deduct the 3 points and then give it to Lesotho. That will make Lesotho come up the table, and that's definitely going to push us further down into the pecking order for the Group C table. But the most important thing is that we now have some lifeline, because South Africa will drop from 13 points to 10 points, and they will just be leading us with like one what's it called, 3 points difference, because we already have 7 points. So it's going to be very easy for all of the other teams to compete again without having one team having all the points and running away with the lead. So that's what's happening. But back to the Super Eagles camp right there in the UK. We have all of these players in camp. The only guys that have not arrived as at this point, but they are being expected today. Is the likes of Maduka Okoye, Tolu Arokodare, Uche Crisantos. These are the guys I have not seen yet. But just to give you the guys that have already showed up in camp, Ahmed Musa, Moses Simon, Kelechi Anacho, Semi Ajayi, Frank Onyeka, Nathan Tella, Sevidesas, Felix Agu, Igor Ogu, Wilfred Ndidi, Bruno Onyemechi, Junior Nduka, Sadiq Ismaila, Waliu Ojetoye, Ifeanyi Onyebuchi, Papa, Daniel Mustafa, Xavier Isaac, Collins Ogweze, Sekiru Alimu, Abubakar Adamu, and then we also have Stanley Mwabali, Chrysanthus, no, not Chrysanthus, Samuel Chukwueze. So these are the guys that are in camp. They've in fact had their first training already completed yesterday, and it was really nice to see. The energy level of the training was very interesting training that shows that these guys are here for a reason. They are not just here to play around, to joke. They're actually serious. They're on a mission to get things done and fight for a permanent shirt in the Super Eagles jersey. Interesting mention as well, is Sarah Desas, of course, who makes the squad back after being left out a couple of times, even though a lot of people argue that he should have been included in previous qualifiers. He has 27 goals total this season. The season has been wrapped up already, but those goals shows that Sylvester is someone that will be really useful for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He won the Scottish Premier League Golden Boots, so that's something that's really interesting. But let's see how he performs for this game. His first training yesterday was really solid. He showed up looking strong and energetic. But then there's also someone again that I wanted to point out here is a home-based player by the name Xavier Isaac. He's also a very talented midfielder that we expect to see a lot from for this game. Xavier Isaac was very influential for Rangers Football Club of Nigeria in the MPFL League. This season, and this season that was recently concluded. And if you check the stats, Xavier scored up to 10 goals this season, and created a couple of assists. And this just shows you, the caliber of midfielder that he is a midfielder that loves to, go forward to get the goals, create the assists, open up play, push for attack, and things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how Xavier, slots right into the Super Eagles and perform, try to again impress Coach Chelle and get a permanent share for future games for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.